I don't think our attention spans are gone. I think that's the wrong diagnosis. Because I can still sit through a 3-hour movie. I can still binge a 10-hour trial stream. I can still lose an entire night watching something that genuinely holds me. What I can't do is stay with 30 seconds of something that feels directionless. And I think that's an important distinction.
It wasn't all at once.
I'm not talking about what we like. I'm not talking about our intelligence. I'm talking about our tolerance. What's eroding isn't attention itself. It's patience for uncertainty.
For me, the visualization of the movie was to always try to keep you off balance.
We've lost our tolerance for not knowing yet why something matters.
You still have the curiosity pretty much about everything. You're interested in everything.
And that shift quietly reshapes everything. There's a popular story that phones rewired us, that TikTok shortened us, that YouTube flattened us. I don't think that's entirely accurate. What's actually changed is that hesitation started carrying serious consequences. Think about how films used to begin.
What is that? Jimmy.
Older movies often open with atmosphere, a place, a rhythm, sometimes silence.
I felt that when he made that phone call, it was so painful. We shouldn't witness it. So the camera should track away, but not pan away. It should move completely to a hallway.
Nothing obvious was happening, but something was forming.
And in the hallway, you think somebody's coming, but nobody's going to come. Nothing's going to happen. We're all alone.
Now, openings are engineered around immediacy, a beat, a problem.
I can see where this story is going.
A signal that says, stay. Not because filmmakers forgot how tension works, but because hesitation became dangerous. There's a technical metric filmmakers track that rarely reaches general audiences: the average shot length. In the 1960s and 70s, shots lasted 8, sometimes 10 seconds, long enough for your attention to wander, long enough for meaning to arrive late.
I know I'm rested. They pull me in, they start giving me all kinds of questions, this and that. He says, so what are you gonna tell us, tough guy? I said, my usual, 0, nothing. I tell you, the fuck. He says, no, you're gonna tell me something today, tough guy. I said,
in modern blockbusters, 2 to 3 seconds, sometimes even less. That isn't style, that's pressure.
We need a new army.
This isn't creativity accelerating. It's risk being compressed. Now place that same pressure inside our algorithms.
It ended the power of the director, in a way.
Because this is where that curve steepens even more. Platforms don't measure engagement evenly. They measure early response. The first 1 to 3 seconds decide whether something continues. The first 30 determine whether it circulates.
Right away, first 3 or 4 minutes of the film, you could see right away this is going to be something unexpected.
It doesn't matter how strong your point becomes later. If it hesitates near the beginning, the system isn't asking, does this develop?
I can't call it for you. Well, it wouldn't be fair.
I didn't put nothing up.
Yes, you did. You've been putting it up your whole life. You just didn't know it.
It's asking, did they hesitate? Those are very different filters. That's why short form content converges. Immediate framing, immediate tension, immediate payoff. No silence, no ambiguity, no delay. Not because creators lack discipline.
It's about what we worship, which is, the money.
Because selection pressure is unforgiving. Fast resolution survives. Slow construction, it just fades out.
And so every shot, as much as possible, was designed to be slightly disconcerting, but ultimately satisfying.
We don't scroll because we're curious. We scroll because curiosity has been trained to expect instant confirmation. Even delay feels like friction. Every pause feels like loss, so we move on, especially when we're trying to distract ourselves.
Kind of a rebirth of the enjoyment of creating something in cinema.
This is where someone like Scorsese becomes useful, not as nostalgia, not as reverence, as a stress test. His films assume something the modern environment doesn't reward. They assume you'll stay. They assume meaning can arrive gradually. That atmosphere, it carries weight.
Marty said many times that plot is irrelevant to him.
That patience, well, it isn't a flaw. Look at the opening of The Irishman. No hook, no explanation, just slow movement through space. It doesn't pull you forward, it asks you to wait.
When I was young, I thought house painters painted houses. What did I know?
Or the Copacabana shot in Goodfellas. No cutting, no urgency, and no reassurance. Just immersion.
Nice to see you. Yeah, good seeing you. Hi, how are you?
A filmmaker saying, "Follow me. I'll take responsibility for your time." In a system that evaluates everything almost instantly, that assumption becomes hazardous. Now place those scenes next to a modern trailer. Rapid cuts, large signals, immediate stakes, not progress, selection pressure. And that's the part that should unsettle you. Because when speed becomes the filter, it's not the weak ideas that are filtered out, it's the layered ones. Nuance thins out, ambiguity erodes, slow realizations don't finish forming. Not because they're invalid, but because they take longer than our windows allow. I even noticed this with myself. I clarify too early, I close out thoughts before they've even unfolded. It's not that they're wrong, it's that I really feel that clock. That's not a character flaw, it's just conditioning. When delay is penalized often enough, you start eliminating it yourself. So when people say attention spans are disappearing, I don't think that's quite right.
If you just read the plot, it's absurd. Well, why do you keep watching it?
What's disappearing is the space between uncertainty and our understanding. And that space, well, it matters. Because that's where complexity forms, where insight settles late, where ideas earn their shape. When that space collapses, certain ideas, certain kinds of thinking, never fully materialize. Not publicly, sometimes not even privately. The system doesn't just influence what circulates, it determines what even gets completed. This video was about the mechanism. The next one is the cost we pay for living inside it.